We have quite a journey ahead of us before we arrive at Sukkot, but we will get there, and this fun picture of a sukkah behind me is a reminder of that. In Psalm 27, the author had actually used the image of the sukkah to speak about God's protection. He will hide me in his sukkah. He will set my feet high upon a rock. I will make melody to the Lord. When we come to verse 7, there's a shift. From that place of security, the psalmist says, "Hear, O Lord, Shema Hashem, when I cry aloud. Be gracious to me and answer me." And those words will echo in the Avinu Malkeinu prayer that we will pray during these high holy days. Why the shift from such a place of confidence and security to this heartfelt cry for God to hear, for God to show favor, and for God to answer? One of the things this comes to teach us is that we should never feel so secure that we abandon dependence upon God. Even in this place of security, the psalmist knows that he is wholly and completely dependent upon God. And a sukkah is a beautiful picture of that. On the one hand, we sit in the sukkah and we look up through the roofing and we're reminded of God's protective presence. On the other hand, should a strong wind come or a storm, that sukkah is not going to do us much good. We have to depend on God. As we enter these awesome days, I want to encourage each one of us to enter with a sense of security and confidence in the Lord, confidence in who God is and forgiveness of sins. At the same time, let's enter with a humble sense of complete and utter dependence on God's graciousness, on God's mercy, and on God's answer to our cries. The author of Hebrews says at the very beginning of that book that God has spoken to us in these last days through his Son. We can have confidence in him that when we cry, God answers through the truth of his salvation.